So let's discuss about prevalence incidence bias. Prevalence incidence bias, it is also called Niemann bias. Niemann bias. So it is a type of selection bias, okay, where very sick or very well or both are erroneously excluded from study. Are erroneously excluded from study. Okay. So the bias in your results can be skewed in two directions. Either it excluding patients who have died will make conditions look less severe, or excluding patients who have recovered will make conditions look more severe. Okay. So excluding patients who have died will make conditions look less severe. Either this happens, or what is the other side of coin? Excluding patients who have recovered will make conditions look more severe. Okay. You may not know which groups improved died you are excluding, making it impossible to adjust for any bias in your results. This type of bias often happens when a significant amount of time has passed between exposure and investigation. Patients who have died or recovered will be erroneously excluded from the analysis, skewing the results towards individuals who are more average. Okay. Let's say, for example, a study of patients hospitalized for flu will miss those patients who have died and those who have been discharged after recovery. Did you understand? Let me write it. A study of patients hospitalized for flu will miss those patients who have died and those who have been discharged after recovery. Niemann bias is less a problem with acute, short-lived case than with long-term disease like HIV or tuberculosis. So Niemann bias is less of problem with acute, short-lived cases than with long-term disease like HIV, tuberculosis. This type of bias, as I have already told you, also called prevalence incidence bias, from the fact that it's preferable to use incident cases instead of prevalent cases. Incident cases are newer cases like first time admission. Prevalent cases are pre-existing cases which are usually sicker with more progressed disease than incident cases. Combining prevalent and incidence cases can actually make prevalent incidence bias worse, obscuring the true relationship between your study variables, that is the variables in your experiment or study. So careful selection of study type can help to lessen the effect from this bias, because some studies are more susceptible to prevalence incidence bias than others. For example, this bias usually happens in case control and cross-sectional research, although it sometimes also occurs in experimental or cohort studies. On the other hand, a carefully designed follow-up study can help to lessen the effect from this bias. Okay. So the long-term outlook, I am giving you one example. The long-term outlook for schizophrenia patient is poor, but is mostly based on natural history study of patients hospitalized for disease. This misses discharged patients living productive lives. Follow-up studies of patients admitted for the first time reveal a somewhat optimistic picture that between 60% and 80% of patients are actually living productive lives in the community. Okay.